Man, there was a lot I wanted to talk about today. I don't know which one to uh cuz I wanted to talk about Colin and I'm probably going to talk about that. I don't know. Whichever one's how I say it, whichever one's taking my fancy cuz I wanted to talk about Colin Kaepernick and his debacle. But I was like, am I going to talk to it on a podcast, which is I'm doing a podcast, you know what, let me just say. And I have a lot of topics. I might talk about this one because because the people on my podcast don't really follow sports like that. But depending on what they saw in what I put in the group chat, they may or may not talk. But a lot of them don't really talk about sports like that. So he's got that. I wanted to talk about Flame Monroe and uh, Flame Monroe being on the Breakfast Club. I wanted to talk about black women and in a positive. I don't want to say in a negative way. In a positive way, it's more or less because I don't want to. And the thing about black because I don't want to shit on either. I want to find a common ground, and this is what that is about. So I guess I could talk about all three. So let me just start with the black women thing because um I do find it weird, and I've always to me okay I've always found this weird because I grew up in the that black women do not feel protected by black men, and all this sex trafficking shit that's been going on. A lot of black women are being kidnapped, and I don't know who is doing it. And it seems like no one seems to care that black women are being kidnapped. And I've been noticing this, and then a lot of black women don't feel protected or safe around black men, which is sad for me because I have three sisters, and one of my sisters has has a daughter, and that's my niece. I and I may fuck up here and there, but I will always make sure like my sisters and niece are protected. All right, because that's what a family is. A family's supposed to take care of us. Now I'm not a white knight. I don't want to. Excuse me. I'm not what you call a white knight because I'm not one of those people like if a woman says something, you got to believe them first. I am a person that says, if you tell me the story, I'm gonna go investigate it. Due process. I believe in due process. If a woman says she's been raped, I need to find some evidence and all that other stuff. Women, I understand, and women, I get it. Why you're angry because you feel like niggas don't believe you, but at the same time, we're trying to. We want if the person is guilty, we want them convicted, and we want to convict it to the highest extent of the law and make sure that he doesn't get out. Now, if we convict somebody and the system like gets them free, that's not on men. I feel like that's white supremacy, more or less on men. But that's just me. But I do. But this is what I've been saying. We need to have an area. We need to have a space where black women feel. We need to get to a point because I don't want to say a safe space because I'm not a big fan of safe spaces either. Because I feel like you kind of like have to be triggered. I feel like your best ideas. It's like when Chris Rock said a bully. It's like I feel like sometimes your best ideas and the best you come out when you're pushed, when you're triggered, and when you're kind of irritated a little bit. Now, if you can keep your emotions in check and all that other stuff, and really like trounce somebody and all that other stuff, yes, there. I feel like I'm sorry. This is what happens when you're all over the place, but I do feel like sometimes you do got to get pushed to be. I feel like to come and better you. I feel like sometimes when I've been pushed uh, to the limit, that's where I became my best. Or like even if I'm irritated a little, like determination to win or to get yourself out of a situation, I've always achieved. So with that being said, I feel like sometimes you don't. I feel like you don't get that in your safe space. I feel like once you get out of your safe space and once you know how to do like things that you don't normally do, you become a better person, and you can teach that to other people, and they can learn. So with that being said, I do. But one thing, and I've always said this: men, we are not a monolith, but we need common ground laws. And I've always said this: we need common ground laws for us. That I don't care if you're gay, straight, or whatever pronoun you pronounce yourself. Black people in general, we gotta, like, if we see somebody fucking up or somebody about to do something wrong, we can pull them to the side and say, "Hey, young blood, that's not what we do. We do not do that." That's all I'm saying. You can still be whoever you are, but we can. All I'm saying, we just need a common ground law where we can come together and we could go, "Hey, bro, that's not cool." Because I feel like other races have that. They may not agree with they may not agree with everything, but I feel like even them, they got some common ground laws. It's like, nah, we don't rock like that around here. Especially the Jewish people. I feel like the Jewish people have that. Um. Okay, so on to Flame Monroe, because I'm going to be talking about this later on the podcast. Um, look out for that. So I've known Flame Monroe since comic view days. Flame Monroe is nothing new to me. I knew it, like, anytime I looked at Flame Monroe, I always went, "That's an ugly woman," and then you find out that's a man, and then that's kind of like my introduction to transgenders and transvestites or whatever pronoun it is and all that other stuff. Now, be mindful. I did agree, although I agree with a lot what Flame Monroe said in the Breakfast Club interview. His pronouns are he, she, we. You know, he pays the he gets the check, she spends the money, and we get the paper or some shit like that. The he, she, we. Excuse me. So, with that being said, although I agree with a lot that he said, I'm not going to take his word as like, well, this person said and all the other stuff. And this goes back to my common ground because I was watching the Flamer Road. Then it got me to this Vice channel about, the LGBT having their meeting and had a bunch of different LGBT. And even then they said, look, even though I got a different variety of people, it's like, we're not the end all be all. All right. There's still other people with different voices and opinions and all that other stuff. And this is the part we get. And as a straight man, I'm going to tell you this. Because one of the gay dudes, and this is why I say, I don't care who you are. If I agree with you, I agree with you. One of the gay dudes is especially like, what is Q? Because to me, Q has always been questionable. You don't know. It's just that you don't know if you're gay and straight, but you're just hanging around here and all the other stuff. You just don't know. But a lot of people say Q is queer, but last time I checked, queer, is one, in the dictionary terms, a term for crazy. But queer was also a gay slur. So it was you saying the word queer and taking it back. Like a lot of people that fucks. It shows me that a lot of people. It's just like the N word. A lot of people fuck with the word queer. A lot of people don't like fucking with the word queer. And the whole Vice LGBT meaning, as a straight man, this is how I took it. A lot of people, y'all don't know yourselves. Not like I believe y'all know who y'all are, but when it comes to definitions, y'all have different definitions, and it seems like from an end of like we're not trying to put. I'm not trying to make y'all a monolith, but it's the same way I feel about black people. It seems like y'all don't have a common ground or a common law where you could say, all right, from every part of the LGBT, like if you do this, that's not acceptable. Or we prefer this or something like that. It's not a lot. It's not like that. Matter of fact, there was a lot of infighting, which it kind of like, which kind of like I wouldn't say I left confused, but I understood that even y'all don't get it sometimes. Like there's a lot of people with different opinions and all that other stuff. So I feel like even though gay people been around forever, y'all still got shit to work on, just like black people. That's how I took it. Then not to bash. I'm not here to bash gay people or trans or whoever, whatever you fucking pronouns. But sometimes me personally, I'm the type of person who's like, I'm gonna ask you, who are you? It's like, why do you want to know? So I don't fucking insult you, because sometimes, even if I don't agree with your lifestyle, I don't want to insult you either. I don't want to, like, I'm not gonna call you all types of flaming FAGGOT. I'm not trying to say it, even though this channel don't get no money. I'm not trying to do all that. I was like, I don't even like saying that word. I feel like I'm funnier than that word anyway. So I don't even like saying that word. Same thing with the word bitch. I feel like I'm funnier than the word bitch. So I don't like calling women bitches. But that's another story. But me personally, I'm the type of person to ask you, so I would know. That way, I don't walk around because a lot of people is like they tiptoe around. No, I want to know what do you want to be called, so I know what to say and what not to say. And if you want it, and I may say like I have jokes. Another thing is I do like crack jokes on people. I would like to crack jokes on you, so I would know what's cool with you and what's not cool with you. So I at least I don't want to insult you. Like I'll crack jokes, but I don't want to do it in an intent to insult you or to make you feel less than. That's just coming from a personal point. All right, now that's enough. That's really a lot enough I want to say about that. Now, Colin Kaepernick situation. I get it from both ends of Stephen A. Smith and Colin Kaepernick. Okay. For one, let me talk to this about Colin Kaepernick. I wouldn't have done nothing until I saw some paperwork. I would have done nothing. Like, I wouldn't, like, before, because even though, if you say you always ready, you stay ready, I get that. But at the same time, it was such a fucking short notice. I don't care what anybody say. That was a fucking short notice, and the NFL knew that, and I think even Colin Kaepernick knew that. It was like, damn, can I get more time? It's like it felt like you set all this up without me. It was like I should have been in there where to set it up. If we're going to do this, we both need to agree where to set it up. Who can I bring? What do I? Who can I bring? What controls what? What can I control? What can I control? Okay, I can understand the NFL like giving them a waiver. Like even though we put this out, if none of the teams don't pick you up, you can't sue us because we and something like that. From the NFL standpoint, I get that because they're trying to clean up their image of them being a racist organization and all that other stuff. Now, from Stephen A's point, I get it too. And first things first, a lot of people calling him coons and all that other shit. He's not being a coon. It's really not being a coon. First things first, if anybody's being a coon in this situation, in my opinion, it's Colin Kaepernick. How the fuck do you call someone a slave organization and you badmouth them? You badmouth them all the time saying they're a slave organization. When you were trying to get that job in Baltimore, your girlfriend put the Django joint with the Steven and the Monroe candy and all that shit. That fucked up his money. And you're calling them and trying not to get jumbled over my words. But Ness Nitty did all that dumb shit that cost you that job in Baltimore. There was people that was going to give you, the tryout opportunity because they needed a quarterback on their team. And I feel like not only you fucked it up, your fucking girlfriend fucked it up. And by the way, if you ever seen this, I like you, Ness Nitty. I really do. But I feel like some things were just gone the wrong way. I do feel like Kaepernick kind of cooned a little bit, saying, I still want to play in the NFL. You got your settlement. To me, you got your settlement. You got enough money where you can not work for the rest of your life, or you can like at least build up an organization. If you want to still stay in football, there are plenty of ways to stay in football without having to be in the NFL if you love the game of football. Hell, you could have even joined the XFL. I think the XFL would have loved to have you. You, Colin Kaepernick in the XFL, I feel like that could have been yeah, do you have to kneel for the anthem? Yeah. I mean, do you have to stand for the anthem? Yeah, but, you did your job. To me, Kaepernick, as far as the whole police brutality, you did your job. Bringing awareness to police brutality, yes. But, I don't know. I say, you showing up to joint with a Kuta Kinte shirt, you was trying to start some shit. I feel like, to me, you bringing that Kuta Kinte shirt, trying to start some shit, and I was not fucking with it. Because even though I watched the Roots, I understand Kuta Kinte. Like, I get the shirt. So to me, it was like, were you there to try out, or were you there to start some shit? Because you didn't need to do that. But at the same time, like I said, I understand. Like, I'm going to a facility and the NFL You didn't even have to put no money in. The NFL put this time and money in. They brought in 28 out of the 32 teams. Yeah, there's 32 teams in the NFL. It was 28 out of 32 teams in the NFL, and you want to move it to a fucking another stadium. And then a lot of people was like, man, I'm not wasting my time on this. The fact that I'm even out here, just like, that's one thing, but I'm not wasting my time on this either. Fuck all that. So the whole thing is like, I get it from both sides of the end, but at the same time, I do think Kaepernick is trying to be a martyr, and I don't think he really wants to play football. And black people, it's okay to disagree, especially with Stephen A. I don't think he should be getting a cone. And I just watched the joint with him and Terrell Owens, and he's like, "Oh, Max is blacker than you." I said, "Nah," and I don't care how tongue in cheek it is, and I don't care how T.O., you done some coonery shit too, especially like and that's why Stephen A. Smith was so mad. I can understand Stephen A. Smith. Hold on, brother, and he looked like he wanted to curse him out. He really did look like he wanted to curse him out. He was like, "Cause as a black man, I got some white friends and all that other shit, but I'd be damned if someone said, 'Oh, that person blacker than you.'" It was like, hold up, that nigga and I don't hate Max Kellerman, but I tell you, he probably didn't went through half the shit probably fucking Stephen A. Smith went through. Stephen A. Smith had to break barriers to get what he was getting to. The man, like, he had to do a lot of shit. And this is what I'm saying. We disrespect our black leaders just because we don't agree with stuff. They're fucking cool. They done it to Boozy. They done it. Sometimes they do it to Tip. I don't know. Tip get it sometimes. It's like a lot of people get it. Sometimes when we don't agree with the majority and some shit like that. I want to get to a place where, okay, I agree to disagree. Because I'm pretty sure Martin and Malcolm never agreed with a lot of shit. But I'm sure they got to a point where they can agree to disagree. So, in conclusion, I think Cap's just trying to be a martyr. But I also think he has enough money to where he can live leisurely for the rest of his life. Unless he got this expensive habit, or his girlfriend has this expensive habit. And that's why he's trying to get back in. This is very different from the Miller situation. So, in conclusion, it's okay to agree to disagree. It's okay to agree to disagree. You don't have to be a coon. Now, there are coons in this world, but I'm not calling Stephen A. Smith a coon. But let me know what y'all think. This is a 3-in-1 rant, and I'm going to spend the next minute trying to figure out how I'm going to name this. But let me know what y'all think. And if y'all sat through this long, thank you. Thank you. And thank you for hearing my time. And I hope you watch, let me just say podcast. It's going to be me. I feel like this is going to be a very good episode tonight. It's going to be me. It's going to be another bunch of people on Oskino Films. And I'm trying to, I'm hoping to put out a good episode. So when I do drop it, I hope y'all will watch it. I hope y'all listen to it. And I hope you have a good time with it. Till then, my name is Oskino Flower, and I'm out. Peace.